Kid Jesse, he's the Duke of Rock and Roll.
Jesse Presley, the man they called the Duke of Rock and Roll.
The man who could have had it all, but several poor decisions at crucial times brought down a star in the making.
Born in a small house on January 8, 1935, outside of Tupelo, Mississippi, Jesse Guerin grew up the only child of Gladys and Vernon Presley. His twin brother, Elvis Aaron Presley, died shortly after birth.
Jesse was an only child and grew up very close to his mother.
We didn't have much to speak of growing up. Mama was I suppose a bit sad. She had lost my brother. I learned to play the guitar when I was a boy, and we'd sit around and I would play the guitar, and Mama would sing, and I would join her. And one time, the first time I ever recorded my voice was I went into a little booth in a record store where you could record yourself, and I'll never forget it. I went into there and I just said, "Hi, Mama."
Did you record a song, son?
No.
You recorded a single of you saying hello
Yeah.
to your mother.
Yes, sir.
Did she like it?
Yeah.
Sweet guy. That was video footage from Jesse's screen test for the Western film 6 Guns for 7 Brothers.
Like many artists, Jesse began singing in church, but it wasn't long before he was carving a name for himself at dances across Mississippi.
A man by the name of Phil Samuelson had just started a small record label and recording studio called Moon Records, and he decided to give Jesse the shot of a lifetime.
No kidding. At 19 years old, Jesse Presley signed to Moon Records with an advance of $10,000, an unheard of sum of money.
Imagine a relatively unknown artist being signed with an advance of almost $100,000 today.
The issue there was that Jesse grew up poor. Hand a man 10 grand who grew up with nothing, and you're asking for disaster.
Disaster indeed. Many rockabilly artists use their newfound wealth to buy flashy suits, guitars, and accessories. Jesse did something a little more precious.
He had a custom pair of solid gold shoes made. Every cent of his advance went into shoes that weighed nearly 50 pounds each.
Jesse's spendthrift attitude was bad enough, but not 8 feet into his long, tiring, 50 pounds per leg walk, he was robbed. 2 men got a glimpse of the situation and attacked Jesse Presley. Each grabbed a shoe and bolted.
Too exhausted from his first few golden steps, Jesse couldn't give chase. 100 pounds of solid gold soul gone forever.
This led to Jesse's longtime girlfriend leaving him and his first successful record.
She likes to flirt around with every man in town. As long as she is bad to me, I just keep shuffling my feet.
Depression Street may have been inspired by The Golden Getaway, but it begins to paint a picture of the mental state of Jesse Presley.
Something about the heartbreak of the song resonated, and Depression Street hit number 37 on the charts, lifting Jesse's spirits.
A string of singles, such as Down, 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 Bein' Lonely, and Mean Mississippi Mama, established Jesse Presley as a new sound in pop music. Heavily inspired by the church and black music of the South, Jesse was on his way to national fame.
One day, he got the call of a lifetime. Jesse was invited to perform on The Ed Sullivan Show.
Jesse was ready. He had a new single storming up the charts, a 54-city tour under his belt, and the ambition of a future legend.
Unfortunately, Jesse had a bit more ambition than talent.
Stage fright must have gotten the better of him, because producers cut from Jesse's performance less than 20 seconds into Switchin' to You.
Ed Sullivan was later quoted as saying, "Let's have a tremendous hand for a very nice person, the producer who cut to a commercial."
Jesse's national television bomb couldn't have come at a worse time. There was a feeling across America that teens were clamoring for a hero. Jesse Presley was slated to be that hero. Someone who could represent the kids, allow them to feel emotions, allow them to dream.
The pressure must have been immense.
Switchin' to You quickly fell from the top 40. His manager, Lieutenant Bobby Farmer, suggested Hollywood.
Farmer is a story unto himself. The man doubled down on every bad idea.
When she learned of his plans, Jesse's own mother told him he had a face for the radio, but he took it as a compliment. He packed up and moved to California.
Here's some more footage of a screen test for 6 Guns for 7 Brothers.
6 Guns for 7 Brothers. Screen test, Jesse Presley. Take 33.
But all 6 of your brothers have already tried.
They may have talked to Ezekiel and Cornelius, but they haven't, and the others too, but they haven't, let's see the lights up, Cooper McNeil.
You're not even looking at the camera, son. Rough stuff. The part eventually went to Smooter Gentry.
Smooter was everything Jesse aspired to be. He had a successful music career that transferred to the big screen.
Jesse may not have been movie star material, but he must have had some unexplainable charisma, because the man kept getting second chances.
Though he had been dropped by Moon Records, label after label offered him the chance to record and release songs. Gas Station Blues, Won't You, While Mama's Away.
The Big To Do, Jesse's Tune. Song after song failed to make a mark, and maybe that's why Lieutenant Bobby Farmer took a serious gamble.
Pay for him. In late 1961, he made a deal with the Mafia to pay off DJs across the country. Jesse's song Mona failed to even crack the top 100, surprising and infuriating the men behind the money.
The thing they didn't count on was the permanent tarnish associated with Jesse's name. The money disappeared as quickly as the song.
Jesse retreated from what little of the spotlight he had left.
Though he was rarely seen or heard from, it appears that his influence with musicians lived on.
Many artists such as Joe Thoreau and Quinn Monroe made references to Jesse in their songs, and others like Bill Glendale and B.B. Alvin actually worked with Jesse.
Though for all my scouring the internet, none of that material has surfaced.
Unfortunately, relics and memorabilia from Jesse's career are few and far between. Even his childhood home is gone. A petition was created in 2007 to designate it as a historical landmark with nearly a dozen signatures collected. But the house was torn down not long after.
Jesse Presley might be the embodiment of the American dream turned nightmare. A rags to riches to rags story. The man whose mistakes we should all learn from.
Well, you just imagine being alone inside an endless universe of nothing, nobody, just you.